While you can't go wrong following the instructions on the back of the packet, there may be an art behind cooking instant noodles. The internet is filled with instant noodle eaters giving their 2 cents on what is the best way. And this week, we put their cooking hacks to the test. So get your munchies on because you're watching Taste Buds. Last week on the show, our instant noodle expert, John Shum, also shared his cooking method with us. His way is to get a big pot of water, 3 to 4 bowls worth. When the water comes to a boil, cook the noodles for 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Then turn off the heat and pour 2/3 of the water out. So you're filtering out the oil from the noodles, which sits on the surface of the water. Put in 3/4 of the seasoning right after and put the lid back on the pot for 1 minute. Eat immediately. With John's method, you can reduce that oily taste in your soup. On the internet, there's also people who advise boiling water separately just for the soup, so you're not ingesting the oil at all. I tried this, and the difference between the soup made from clean water and John's filtered ramen water wasn't that noticeable. This could be because Nissin also includes a very pungent sesame oil in its ramen packets, and that rounds up the soup very well. With the extra time fiddling with pouring the water out and putting in the soup packet, this method overcooked the noodle for me personally. I prefer al dente. Another method that's popular on the internet is to directly place the noodles in a pot of water. Then the boiling process begins. Once the water reaches a boil, you can turn the heat off. You can save some time this way, but not having a timer means you need to wash the noodles throughout. Technically, there are no issues if you don't boil it for long. They're already cooked when you buy them. The texture of these noodles is al dente with a lot of springiness and elasticity. Since the noodle hasn't sat in boiling water for very long though, there is a bit of an oily aftertaste to it. And the noodles weren't cooked as evenly as John's way, where he covers the pot with a lid, trapping the heat. This didn't bother me too much though. If you compare them, you can tell very clearly that John's way yields fatter noodles that absorb more water. At this point, the soup is still a little flat, whether you use the ramen cooked water or boiling water. Korean-American chef Roy Choi has a recipe where he adds American cheese and butter to his shin ramen soup. I tried that myself with the Nissin noodles, and the butter does indeed richen the texture of the soup. I love butter, so this added smell and taste of butter was great. The cheese I used, however, did not complement the dish. All these methods, there was a slight improvement to the package instructions, whether it helped me achieve a better flavor or save some time. Personally, I go with the second method and cook the noodle and water together from the start. It achieved the best al dente texture with the shortest amount of time. I would also add a little bit of butter for some complexity in the soup, but these hacks only raised my bowl of noodles to a 7. For a 10 out of 10, it's the toppings that will make a difference. A 6-minute boiled egg, some green leafy vegetables, and some sort of processed meat. And that, my friends, is my perfect bowl of instant noodles, regardless of what the internet has to say. Make sure you follow Taste Buds so you won't miss our next episode about the noodles of Hong Kong.